Welcome back to Mr. Nichols' Shred Shed. Now, what we're going to continue working on today is our left-hand technique. But we're going to focus on these wigglers and how your wrist should interact with the guitar neck. Because oftentimes what you'll see people doing when they start learning chords is they'll create this break in their wrist and their hand. And if you play like this too long, what ends up happening is you can create some pretty harmful tendinitis in this wrist area, and it will start to hurt because you're stretching your tendons in a way that they shouldn't be stretched. So let's focus on first how to place our fingers on the string. And we're going to start by remembering that that thumb goes up and down, and we're going to get to our skinny E string. That is this bottom string here. It's our skinny string, also known as the first string E. I'm going to do it 4 times and then let go so that I can get that blood flowing back into the finger until I've built up a callus, which is sort of like a hard shell that covers the tip of your finger. Notice, please, that the finger is round, and I don't press down really hard. I press down enough to get the string to resonate. If I press down really hard, it's going to sound like this. And it actually sounds like I'm pinching the string if I press down too hard. You will decide how hard you need to press based on your guitar. In fact, if you're playing on an electric guitar, you'll find that those strings are much more malleable and easier to press down. Now, after a few tries, you're going to notice some striations or some lines building up across your finger. Perfectly normal, you're not damaging anything, and those lines are not permanent. What I'll do after I've played my first finger is then I'll add my second finger right down here close to that fret wire again, because remember, otherwise it's going to have a really funny twang to it, and I'll do the same thing 4 times. Lovely. I'll let go, get the blood flow back in, and then play 3 fingers down. And when I do so, I make sure I keep all 3 down. This is going to facilitate your playing faster down the road when you get more comfortable. If you start lifting up your fingers, what ends up happening is it's really hard to play notes to follow because you're always working twice as hard to get a finger lifted and putting it back down and so on. But we'll talk more about that when we get into scales. In any case, eventually, after you play 3 fingers and 4 fingers, you should notice that my wrist maintains a certain degree of straightness here so that I'm not breaking at the wrist. This really does hurt. I used to play that like this when I first picked up a guitar. I didn't have anyone direct me differently. So I want to make sure that you don't over-correct yourselves when you're playing. Make sure you keep this nice and relaxed and straight here, please. All right, so practice those finger exercises for a while, and the next time we meet, we can talk a little bit more about scales. This has been Mr. N at Mr. N Shred Shed. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.